Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Strategic Command, where we are playing as the Soviets trying desperately to hold off against the German onslaught. So last time we did see the Germans coming in and attacking quite a couple of our things. We also dealt with some of the minor theaters in Africa. This time we need to deal with the German Eastern Front or Soviet Western Front. So let's take a look at how things look. So down here in the south, I would argue things look alright-ish. So most of these units seem to be holding out somewhat. I'm guessing I would like to move these special forces into over here so that we are defending there a little bit more strongly. I would also like to look at the mechanized forces over here. So how well are you defending? So around 4, which is good. Whereas the special forces over here, how well are you defending? Quite a bit less well, so indeed I think it's time to move these guys in over here, try to cover that area, and then the special forces should actually be upgraded to get better infantry weapons. It is kind of costly, but it is increasing their stats quite significantly, so that is something that I would like to do. I'm guessing I can't upgrade these guys because you are considered to be in contact with the enemy. Yeah, so that is understandable. We have a gap here in the Pripyat marshes, but I do think that historically the Germans had quite a bit of trouble moving through that, so I do hope that that is the case over here. Although I do see some bulging over here, so we might actually be cut off over here, and that I would very much like to avoid. So I guess what we can do is pull these mechanized troops in, or we could sort of pull everyone back a little. Also over here in the north, this tank division that has broken through our lines is very discerning to see. Okay, let's make sure that the line doesn't break in the north over here. Okay, this unit definitely needs to be reinforced, and I think that's fine. So that sort of provides a very nice overall view on these units. You could attack over here. You guys might even cut these guys off, but would that make much sense? Let's also upgrade these. Do we want to move them in, or do we want to upgrade them? That's a good question. We have a heavy cruiser lingering over here. We have an army coming in over here. Could bring in the army towards Riga, although I'm slightly more concerned about the middle ground over here. And what we actually might want to do is bring you up towards the very least over here. Well, probably you guys need to come north so that you can start to cover that area. And that means you can come down here. I realize you are not ideally well positioned, but that you can cover that a little bit more. And these guys are fine. You don't need to reinforce everyone, so we are going to upgrade you towards better infantry weapons. Again, much improved stats. Do we want to pull in you over here? I think these guys are threatening, but they can't be reinforced that easily because we still have these two units. So I think actually what I want to do with these units over here is upgrade them rather than move them in now. It's not that expensive, and again makes these units so much better. And how about these light tanks? What if we upgraded you? You would start to become a lot better as well. Let's do it. Right, so that does leave the question, do we want to stay in our defenses over here, or do we want to withdraw? And I do think the answer is we want to stay over here, reinforce these guys as much as possible, and pull back that armored train towards over here, attack these units. We could have attacked the tanks as well. That would have been interesting. These air units, bring them back a little behind Smolensk, and I don't actually want you to to do anything right now. Just defend, because you need to be reinforced and upgraded. You guys are fine though. This is sort of covering that area. I think you need to be reinforced. It's not that expensive, and it will help us to keep the line. Could even think about attacking these tanks. You are okay for now. We don't really have any strategic reinforcements over here. But then again, we don't necessarily need to have them. We have some tanks over here which could nicely push against these forces over there. You should also actually be reinforced. Yeah, so the line in the south sort of looks strong. Except that these guys don't have any upgrades. You should be reinforced. This is starting to become very costly in terms of points. So I'm a little bit reluctant to overspend on that too much. Bring you up over here so that in case that these guys fall, there is at least a break to cover our retreat over there. This headquarter unit should come down here. Yeah. Attack the paratroopers, attack the tanks. I mean, these tanks, just attacking them, it would feel so juicy. But they will be reinforced next time anyway. And these paratroopers, I'm guessing this headquarter needs to pull back a little. Yeah, so you at least should be covering that. Can we do any sensible attacks? Not really, not for now. And we do need so many more upgrades and things. We should also operate some of these units up here. We do have, what are you? You're heavy tanks. How much does it cost to operate you? 45, but I do think that is worthwhile to get something against these tanks up here. And we could actually bring you up all the way to Minsk. So let's do that. I think you're very low on readiness and morale, but that does bring in quite some units towards the front. And we still have 400 left, so that is very good. Likewise, the aircraft, I think you should be coming in just like that. Oh, sorry. You should actually be operated. Yes, another 45 points to spend to move someone over here. But I do think it's worthwhile because that does allow us to put a lot more pressure on the Germans. And again, in the south it sort of seems to be okay going. I mean, I would like to reinforce some of these positions before they break through, but more importantly, get just bodies in front of the Germans. And let's get you over here. Yeah, again, you are very low in terms of your organization, but all in all I think you will be fine. It's not a priority to reinforce the cavalry. It is a priority to reinforce these guys, costing us a lot of points, but then that whole line over here is sort of stable. These fighters, I don't want to lose any fighter unit is the case, so we don't need to be a little bit selective in what we are applying over here. Could you, the cavalry brigade over here, could you come to Orsha and just dig in over there? And then we need to upgrade these fighters so that you have any chance of fighting actually. Everyone else over here is fine. Some weapon upgrades missing. Smolensk brigade. Let's get you towards Gomel because I don't want them to grab any of these supplies. Get you a little bit further towards the back. Everyone else over here is fine. Some reinforcements for these guys. I mean, as much as we can spend on that. Okay, so do we want to advance with these tanks anywhere? Strike. Maybe on these tanks? Would invite counter-attack, but also might not be too bad. And I'm tempted to do that. But let's keep them in reserve for now. You never know what they might be coming in useful for. Lastly then, I think it might make sense to come up over here, strike this heavy cruiser, and come back towards Riga. And hopefully make that to be fine. We did manage to establish the German destroyer over here. Tried to chase our Prince of Wales battleship, which of course we will be sending back towards base. The Rodney over here needs to be reinforced, which is extremely expensive. Likewise the Norfolk over here. And we do have these two carriers and the King George V, which we will send over here for repairs. And these guys need their air cover to be repaired. Oh, we do have the naval bombers, so that would be extremely interesting. Oh, you're in the rain? Yeah, you are. You are not though, so let's try that. Okay, that was not very helpful, I have to say. These troops then all need to stay where they are, I think. We could attack with the carrier. Let's do that. I mean, we are reinforcing the air groups anyway, so I think that is an okay choice for us to do. Let's bring it over here. I don't think we can do the air groups from there, but we might. More bombings. Come on, sink it. Yes, very nice. Very nice. Good national morale boost. So, can't bring it in towards any base though. A little bit unfortunate. Okay, still good. These destroyers, these submarines. You need to come home. And that does leave us with all of these destroyers in this area. Can bring up that carrier over here. How is your mode actually? You're naval tactical. Can I ask it to be mixed so that you have some air cover? Although we do have some fighters over here. And that's fine. So bring you guys in over there. Reinforce these destroyers. These destroyers have been upgraded, so you can join back towards the convoy protection lines. You can come up over there, be ready for your upgrade. These light cruisers over here can continue the patrol. Like, oh no, we do have B destroyers. And the heavy cruisers. So yeah, that's looking splendid. So no Germans on our approaches. Getting more anti-submarine warfare on our destroyers, which is always very good. Of course, it's extremely hard to sink any enemy submarine. You can't be up. Can you be upgraded? No, just the base. You all just moved where you are, so that is all very fine. And these destroyers, yeah, let's bring them in all over here. So you can likewise receive your destroyer upgrade. These naval bombers over here, they're not doing as much good where they are, so we might actually want to operate them. And the place I do think where they might be useful is down here towards the North African theatre. So they could start to engage some of the Italian shipping. That we do see that over there. So we do have two strike, actually 3 groups over here, including these tactical bombers. Yeah, that does about cover it though for that area. We do have someone over here, that's fine. Okay, so I think we did cover Australia, so let's get over to China. So, in southern China, we can now start to push in these further objectives down here in the south. Yes, very nice. Can you get over here? You cannot either. You are fine. Let's bring up the army down here. You can attack, so let's do that. But yeah, not that successfully. You are coming into Nanjing and then we'll distribute you later on. These troops can withdraw. We don't really have enough space here to have too many units floating around. Oh, actually this is an army. I should have kept that down here. But that's fine. So we do have one army coming in. We have this corps up here on the eastern front. We certainly do see that we can push in against some of these units. Can you move over that? No, you can't. You can only do so much damage against this artillery. Doing some damage though, so that's nice to see. You need to come in over there. Okay, let's attack you there. Pointless, but still okay. Oh, this army hasn't even gotten its upgrade. But you can literally only go there. Now that's a pity. Okay, bring back the army. Bring you over here. Move you in. Attack there. On Hangzhou. That's fine. You can be upgraded next time. Oh, you can actually move over here. Yeah, because you lost your zone of influence, so that's very nice to see. This unit is starting to suffer a little bit from the enemy attacks. But we might still attack. National morale boost. Then keep you over here. Move this corps in. Capture that town. And then start to bombard this one so that we can get a little bit more consistent supply over there. And yeah, you'll probably be reinforced next time. You can stay where you are, I guess. Make sure to move these guys up as far as possible. And then up here in northern China, we do have some opportunity to advance further. So Harbin might be a very good target for us. Mukden, of course, is providing tough resistance. Could move up. Could cut you guys off from over there. Also could advance it to North Korea. Let's try to cut you off like that. And like that. So that should be fine. These engineers we'll take up towards the north over there. And then this army can start to attack these guys. Ooh, that was a bad result. You attack there. Don't suffer anything in return, that's fine. Start to move up against Korea. Further attacks happening on that one. That seems fine. Cut you off completely now. But we do need to capture it so that we can get the supplies. Special forces move up there so that you can also cover the attack. Ooh, that was a good attack over there. So let's bring in the army. That should finish things up. And there we go, we did capture that, so that's lovely to see. Pyongyang is undefended. That's good to see. Get you up over here. You towards there, so that should about cover things. Yeah, very good going over here as well. Good, that does leave us with... do you have any new units as Korea? Sorry, as China, we do not. You cannot be upgraded because you moved. Are we building enough new garrisons? So, sorry, I should look under purchases. It's a little bit funny that the production window over here is so difficult to reach. We are building 2 more that we should actually be getting next turn, yeah. Well, or this turn, really. 2 more garrisons, that should be okay. Well, I guess we can build. Sorry, I guess we can buy more of these. Just to guard our harbors, really, and our advances. And then we do have enough fighters, so that means we could think about tactical bombers. Or medium bombers. Tactical bombers are a little bit more geared towards causing damage. But you know what? Let's build them. That allows us to do some damage on the Japanese, which I think I will appreciate. Ready towards Nanjing. That's fine. Good. So, that is about settle it for you. You guys down here, you could be upgraded. I guess we could think about upgrading the heavy cruiser towards more modern naval weaponry. Light cruisers, I don't think I want to upgrade. Everything else seems to be about covered. Soviets don't really have any money. Indians do have money. And we could use some tanks potentially near South Africa. Could of course also use tanks over here. Could try to bring in Iran towards our front and then just directly put Indians in the Soviet Union. So at the very least it does make sense, I think, to transport these guys and bring them up maybe towards Northern Africa, and that should be okay. And then we can see what India could do in terms of further troops. Fighters, tactical bombers, another army maybe. Garrisons. Again, tactical bombers or medium bombers even might not be too worse. Long range aircraft. Yeah, that's fine. Let's buy it. Good. Yes, okay. Let's deploy the Marines. Can we deploy them on the west coast? Yeah, we can. It's nice to see. I think San Francisco or LA. Let's say San Diego. I think that's a historical base for them, and the submarines as well. Let's put them in the Bay Area. And then the Soviets do have another corps ready, which is of course very, very welcome. I don't think it will be able to hold over here, but at the very least it's putting some bodies in front of the enemy, so that is good to see. Anything else we want to buy? Well, the US still has stupendous amounts of money. But I do think they have enough aircraft carriers, at the very least for the Western Front. Researching more. Research does get shared to some extent, so it is usually a good idea to research. Could do more industrial technology. It's super useful for the US at least. Command and control would also be helpful. Advanced fighters, another level. Yeah, let's do that because the UK will profit from that. Naval weaponry, I'm fine as is. Ground attack weapons might be useful, so we can use Air Force to some greater effect. So let's try to get good ground attack weapons, and then we'll build up our Air Force as the US, and that should be fine. Good, very good in fact. So things are looking up to some extent. We did manage to destroy some of the German shipping. We did manage to destroy some of the Italian shipping, including the fighter. Not including, but in addition to a fighter. Oh, I think we have not moved the light cruisers over here and dealt some damage, not too much, but some damage on these Romanian aircraft, which is, you know, something. Yeah, other than that, I think most units really have been moved. The headquarters, do we want to pull it back even further? I don't think so. These guys up here don't need to be reinforced, certainly. The other guys over here, you, at the very least, you can move up, even though I don't think you will be getting anywhere in time. So that should be fine. Yeah, China is still locked against Japan. Everything else is okay. This is starting to feel a little bit thin, but again, we are making some... we're having some effect. So let's have a look at national morale. It's creeping up 93%. How is it for Italy? Not that great. Germany, it is very high, but surely we are reducing that ever so slightly. Land forces, Germany is still much better than the Soviet Union. But I do hope that that is slowly but surely swinging the other way. We can also start to purchase some more units as the Soviet Union. We should be able to reduce or replace some of the losses that we had earlier. And that should be fine. And the US is starting to come into play a little bit more aggressively. So that is very good. And I think this is a very good place to put in a cut. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.